Good evening. Welcome. We are so happy to have you here tonight for the Foley Intermediate School 4th grade program. This is called American Voices, and you're going to hear a medley of a lot of different songs from different eras in American history, and you're going to hear some speakers representing various historical figures. I'm Ms. Jody Martinson. This is Ms. Carissa Darling and Mr. Richard Thomas, and we're very proud of these 4th grade students. They've been working very hard all fall, learning these songs and preparing for this program. We just have a few reminders before we begin. Just a reminder to please remove hats, keep movement to a minimum. If you do need to leave the auditorium, please do so between the songs. And then just a reminder to turn off cell phones and other electronic devices. Thank you very much and enjoy the program.
Before Theodore Roosevelt was president, he was a member of the First United States Volunteer Academy, known forever as the Rough Riders, for indeed they were. A determined conservationist and a true patriot, Roosevelt became president at the start of a brand new century in a young nation called the United States of America.
Do what you can with what you have where you are.
By the time America was only 100 years old, it had already made its mark as one of the greatest nations in the history of civilization.
Yet we only had 8,000 cars and 10 miles of paved roads. The average worker made $12.98 a week.
President Roosevelt said,
"The government is us. We are the government, you and I."
Then he said,
Far and away, the best prize life has to offer is a chance to work hard at work worth doing.
and finally he said,
I'm only an average man. By George, I work harder at it than the average man.
That was the character of 1901 American. As the world turned into a new country, America was turned into a place where everybody wanted to be.
Patriotism reached new heights in 1904. The place TV was the St. Louis Exposition, more commonly known as Sorrow's Fair.
The year is 1918, at the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month.
Extra, extra, read all about it. The war in the war is over.
The country and the world are emerging from a rough era of war and epidemic. There is even talk of revenge against the countries that seem to cause the conflict.
Well, President Woodrow Wilson said,
Peace has to be peace of reconciliation, a peace without victory, for a victor's peace will leave a sting of resentment, a bitter memory upon which terms peace will rest, not permanently but as upon quicksand.
From this ideal League of Nations was born. President Woodrow Wilson
said this about America. America is not anything that consists each of us. It is only something that consists all of us. Altogether, America was ready to have some fun. So in the 1920s came in the drawer and there was a new cat's meow.
Extra, read all about it. October 29, 1929. That Tuesday, Wall Street crashes, Great Depression begins.
For the next 12 years, America and the rest of the Western industrialized world has suffered what has come to be known as the Great Depression. The Dust Bowl bank closure, the collapse in agriculture, the other problems plagued the nation when times were hard. America bent, but it did not break. President Franklin Roosevelt said, "I pledge you, I pledge myself to a new deal for all American people."
Not everybody loved President Roosevelt's no deal, but there's definitely a new feeling in the 1930s.
America rolled up its sleeves and got to work, finding happiness and satisfaction in the joy of the upbeat song and dance.
It's a new deal.
1940s, World War II broke out. American soldiers back in the battlefields of Europe and Asia.
Young women were working in factories at home to support the war and as nurses on the war front.
Young men were signing up in droves, being shipped all over the world as defenders of freedom and liberty. Once again, family and friends were separated, and the loneliness of war took a toll on all Americans.
Yet it was a promise of being back together with families and friends that helped boyfriends and girlfriends, brothers and sisters, moms and dads. And all fellow Americans survived the pain of separation and believe in bright days ahead.
Dear Mom and Pop, it has been almost 11 months since I last saw you. I look at your pictures all the time, many times day and night. And I look at your pictures over and over as this war rages in Europe and Asia and it is like in the rest of the world. I cannot tell you where I am.
But it is so wet and lonely as can be. I can't wait till the work's over. I can come home. No need to worry, Mom and Pop. I'll be home real soon.
At last, the long war is over in Europe and Asia. The men
And women.
were coming home.
Ironically, the war was actually a boost to the American economy and hope for happy and brighter days ahead. Made America a happy and happening place to be.
Hello, baby. Welcome to 1959. Things are looking up. Boys and girls, World War II is over. The economy is pumping along. Americans is feeling good to get your poodle skirts, slick back the hair, get your daddy's T-bird, because America's on a rock and roll.
The future beholds in those who believe in the beauty of their dreams.
That's Eleanor Roosevelt, first head of the United States from 1933 to 1945.
After her time in the White House, she continued to be the most influential woman in American history.
She was a champion of civil rights and the new idea of the United Nations and, of course, women's rights.
It's like a tea bag. You can't tell how strong she is until she puts hot water in it.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
Our best ideas have always been the ones we work on together as a nation to bring to reality.
World War II hero John Kennedy became President of the United States in 1960 and challenged America to set lofty goals for its future.
As we set sail, we ask God's blessing on the most hazardous and most dangerous, greatest adventure on which has never embarked.
Very lofty.
We choose to go to the moon.
See what I mean?
We choose to go to the moon and do all of these things, not because they're easy, because they are.
This was the spirit of America in the 1950s and 60s. The idea of a great young nation
fall, but its idea lives.
Our best ideas have always been the ones we worked on together as a nation to bring to reality.
If you're real scenes, it will not be one man going to the moon, it will be an entire nation, for all of us must work to put together to make it happen.
The common dream of the great nation was being passed from generation to the next.
Let the world go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike, and that torch has been passed to a new generation of men.
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams.
I still have a dream. It's a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that my children will one day live in a nation where they're not judged by public schools. That's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. speaking of the American dream. I still have a dream. It's a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that my children will one day live in a nation where they're not judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
The 1960s and 70s were important growing up years in this great country called America. In some ways, they were difficult years indeed. But for those that believe in the beauty of their dream, also believe that after each struggle, we come out better on the other side. It is better to light a candle than curse the darkness. That's the real dream of all America's true voices.
Oh dear, honey, I believe that man is a hippie.
I can't tell if it's a boy or a girl with that long hair.
Be careful, dear. You don't know what they've been into.
That's true, man. We're just happy to be alive.
So true. In the 1960s and 70s, there were a lot of Americans disillusioned by yet another war and what seemed to be an impossible generation gap.
Many were tired of wars overseas and culture wars at home.
America was ready for a period of peace, love, and brotherhood. Right on!
said, America lives in the heart of every man who wishes to find a region where he will be free to work out a destiny as he chooses.
Theodore Roosevelt said, "This country will not be a good place for any of us to live in unless we make it a good place for all of us to live in."
Except for losers, Neil Armstrong is the one pasta, one jelly from mankind.
America indeed will take 9 steps forward.
Today there is a new set of voices in this great land called America.
Please who stand before you now and live American voices.
As we grow and learn from those who have come before us, we add our own voices to the chorus that made up the beauty of American song.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
One nation, under want to thank you all again for coming. Thank you so much for coming. We would ask you if you'd stay in your seats while we bring our fourth graders out. We are going to bring them out and around the corner, and they're going to be standing by some pieces of paper with their teachers' names. So once our fourth graders are out, please go on out and pick them up and have a wonderful night. Once again, thank you all for coming to our concert. It's awesome to see a full packed house like this. And we're all so happy we get to share this awesome music with you all. So let's get one more round of applause for our awesome